Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome, coming to you not quite live from One Take Studios, where today's topic is factoring. Giant sigh. Factoring. Okay, there are probably 5 million videos out there about factoring. Why should you watch this one? Let me talk to you from a perspective of trying to teach this topic for the last 22 years. I have tried most methods under the sun for factoring, and none of them stick. And trying to pin down why it is that none of them stick, it seems to me that anytime you've got arbitrary steps and you don't know why you're taking those steps, the steps fall out of your brain, or they get messed out of order, or you miss a step and something happens that's wrong. However, there is one method that does work for pretty much everybody, but it requires two things. It requires persistence, which a whole bunch of people don't have, and it requires practice, which a whole bunch of people are not really willing to put in. But if you can foil, you can factor. And I know you can foil. Everybody loves foiling. So if you can foil, you can factor, but you've got to be willing to put in a little bit of time. So basically, if you want to just look at something and have it be done, this is not that topic, all right? But you can do this. So let us start with something delightful. We're going to go as an example here. 2x squared minus 15x plus 7. This is a trinomial. This is factorable. It will come apart into two binomials. I would like you to think about FOIL. The F in FOIL stands for first. That means that the first term comes from the first numbers. So I need something where 2x and x, wait, that's like the only possible choice out there. I need two things that will multiply to make 2x squared. Well, they each have to be an x, and one's going to have to be a 1x, one's going to have to be a 2x. 2x times x, that's the only thing I could possibly multiply to make 2x squared. That has to be the first term for each of my binomials, for each of my factors. Again, by reminder, factors are things that you multiply. And so we're multiplying this times this, hence these are the factors for this trinomial. Factoring is the inverse operation, so to speak, of foiling. Foiling is putting it together, factoring is taking it back apart again. Skip the two middle letters, so we did first makes the first. Last, well, the last term in each of these makes the last number. So I need two things that'll multiply to make 7. Racking my brain really hard here. I'm going to go with 1 and 7. And 7's prime, so that's it. It's 1 and 7. Okay, so I know that I need a 1 and a 7. Maybe it's a 7 and a 1. There's not that many options here. I do know that I need to make a 15. So let's pick something. All right, let's just pick something. Let's go with 1 and 7. All right, that was one of my options, 1 and 7. What happens if I do that? Yes, I know that I'm missing signs here for a moment. I'll come back to that. Check your OI. This right here, this is your OI. I need something that's going to make 15, preferably negative 15. If I go with my outer and my inner, my OI, this is 14x if I multiply, and 1x. Oh hey, I even guessed right on the first try because 14x and 1x will make 15x. So that particular arrangement worked. I don't even have to try the other one. I do want to make sure I have the right signs, however. I need to make a positive 7. That means either the 1 and the 7 have to both be positive or both be negative. And since I need to make a negative 15 for the middle, let's try negative and just make sure it works. So that's going to be negative 14x minus 1x for a total of negative 15x. So the first two make the first, the last two make the last. Outer and inner is OI. Just check your OI. It might require you to try a couple of numbers and maybe flip a couple signs around. I have good news for you. It is unlikely to cause your demise. You may just have to have a little bit of patience. Keep trying it. Keep practicing. You get better at this as it goes. That's it, guys. That's it. The factors are 2x minus 1 times x minus 7. If you can FOIL, you can factor. That was so much fun. Let's try it again. All right, so let's go with 4x squared this time, plus 35x, ooh, big scary numbers, plus 24. Whatever shall we do? Again, this is a trinomial. It is factorable. I'm taking it apart into two factors. And yes, you can call this guess and check if you want, because that's really what this is. It's guess and check. However, it doesn't have that negative sort of vibe to it that guess and check usually does. This is not an uneducated guess and check. This is, hey, I understand the structure, and I'm just going to play with the numbers until it works. Guess and check, honestly, you're not memorizing anything weird here. All of this makes sense. If you can FOIL, you can factor. I need two things that will multiply to make 4x squared. Obviously, I'm going to have an x and an x. So the question is, what makes 4? I could be using a 4 and a 1. I could be using a 2 and a 2. I don't know which one it is. Pick something. Let's say I go with the 2s. Maybe they're both 2. Let's try that. So first makes first. Last will make last. Shoot. What multiplies to make 24? All right, factors of 24. Oh, that's a lot of them. I can do 1 and 24. I can do 2 and 12. I can do 3 and 8. I can do 4 and 6. All right, that's it. These are my options. Some combination of these is going to go here. Is this more challenging than last time? Yes. Can you do it? Yes. Might it take more than 30 seconds? Yes. And it's okay. So what do I want to try? I don't really want to go with the 1 and 24, I don't think. I need to make a 35 in the middle. So like, what if I go with the 2 and the 12? Maybe try the 2 and the 12. Again, once you've got them in place, check your OI. Here's my OI for my FOIL, outer inner. That's 24 and 4. Can I use 24 and 4 to make 35? That's not going to work. So that was a bad idea, maybe. Or was it? Maybe it wasn't a bad idea. Maybe it was just, hey, I tried something and it didn't work, and I tried something else. How do you think Thomas Edison invented the light bulb, people? What about 3 and 8? If I do 3 and 8, 3 and 8, that's 16 and 6. That's not going to get me 35. Okay. 4 and 6? 4, 6. So that's checking the OI. 12 and 8. No, these are not working. Why are these not working? Well, you know what? Maybe we should have tried the 4 and the 1 over here. So let's try that. Let's change that. By the way, the more often you do this, you get a better hang of things and you have to guess less. So let's go with the 4 and the 1. Again, I'm trying to make a 35. How am I going to get close to 35? Ooh, 4 times 8 is 32. Let's try the 3 and the 8. The 3 and the 8. Again, with keeping my OI in mind, first makes first, last makes last. This is going to be 32x plus 3x. Hey guys, 32 plus 3 makes 35. That makes my OI correct. And everything here is positive, so positive, positive. That is it. That is my answer right there. Ta-dun, ta-dun, ta-dun. 4x plus 3 times x plus 8. Those are my factors for my trinomial. You can do this. I promise you can do this. I want to show you one more. I think it's actually easier. You can agree or disagree with me. By the way, why am I doing all of the hard ones here? Because those are the ones that you keep skipping. Those are the ones that you keep bypassing them and hoping that they go away in your life, instead of just facing your fears. You can do easier ones. Let's do the hard ones. Let's make sure we're good. All right, so this next one is x squared minus 36. Wait a minute. How can I check my OI if I don't have an OI? Because these all have a squared term and a constant term, but they all have an x term in the middle, and this doesn't have an x term in the middle. Well, what would make that happen? Let's see, that'd be x squared plus 0x minus 36. But that's the same thing, right? So let's do this. I need something times something to make x squared. I'm pretty sure it's going to be x and x. I need something times something that's 36, but I need an OI of 0. Again, keeping the OI in mind, trying to make this happen, what's going to zero out? If I had opposites, they would zero out. 36. Ooh, 36 is a perfect square. And this is negative. So if I had a 6 and a 6, 6 times 6 would be 36, but I need it to be negative. That means one of these is positive and one of these is negative. Check your OI. Minus 6x plus 6x. Gone. That's it. Those are the factors. Not as scary as it might have appeared originally. This one is so special it has its own name. This is called difference of squares. Difference of squares. Know it, love it, recognize it. It's one of my favorites. And it actually has, in addition to a name, a model that goes with it. Excuse me. A squared minus b squared. Indicating that any square minus any square will come apart using difference of squares. And if I look at what happened here, I take a and a to make the a squared, and b to make the b squared at the end, and because there is no middle term, there is no OI, a plus and a minus will take it apart. And so difference of squares says anytime I've got a square minus a square, this will work. And that's what I had here, a perfect square minus a perfect square. Now, if you can't recognize your perfect squares, you may have a separate issue, and you might want to make yourself a list of perfect squares. That could be useful. But yeah, this one is not bad at all. Not really. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you can FOIL, you can factor. Be persistent. Be patient. Do this a few times. And if by a few, I don't mean 2. I bet if you sat down and did 40 of these, you'd be proficient for the rest of your life. That means that every time this came up, you wouldn't be groaning and whining and crying. Because nobody likes to cry. Well, maybe sometimes. It's the fun thing about our masks right now. I'm filming this during COVID. Everybody's wearing a mask. It's an automatic tear catcher when math really gets you down. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, have fun. Don't give up, okay? Thank you.